Morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you all for coming out this morning. I'm Craig Wessel, publisher of the Portland Business Journal. Glad you could all make it. I want to thank Entrepreneurs Organization for partnering with the Business Journal on this program once again this year. If last year's event was any indication, you're in for a real treat this morning. It was absolutely spectacular. I don't know what's in the water at EO, but I will tell you that we wind up writing a lot of stories on the companies that are part of this program, so I know they're doing something right. And with that, I'll turn to your MC for the morning, favorite Entrepreneurs Organization member, founder and CEO of Ruby Receptionist, Jill Nelson.
What an honor. Thank you, Craig, and thank you all for that warm welcome and for coming out here so early this morning. And I would also like to say thanks to the fine people at the Portland Business Journal. I'm guessing that some of you may have already known prior today that, yes, indeed, my name is Jill Nelson, and I am the founder and CEO of Ruby Receptionist. We are a provider of first impressions to about 5,000 companies throughout the United States, delivered remotely by our 300 Portland employees, empowered by some pretty cool technology that we developed ourselves. And if you are an avid reader of the journal, you might also have seen that just over a year ago, I sold the majority interest of this company to an equity firm out of Washington, D.C. for just shy of $40 million, which I'm not, thank you, the deal itself. I'm not going to lie, it's been pretty fun. In fact, it's been a really, really fun journey, a well-documented journey, actually. But prior to starting Ruby at age 37, I just couldn't seem to make the headlines, which in hindsight is probably a good thing. But I'm guessing that very few of you here know what I was up to prior to starting Ruby. Well, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a lot of time in my son's school, a stint as an actual receptionist. I did get a degree in accounting, but never put it to use. But I had never managed people, and I certainly had never started a virtual receptionist company. But when I started Ruby, my complete and utter lack of experience didn't deter me for 1 minute from thinking I knew everything I possibly needed to know for my business to be a success. In fact, I was so sure that Ruby was so unique and so completely different than anything else that had ever been invented that even reading the most widely read business book would be a complete waste of my time. It's true. I think some of you guys know that about me. Took me a good 3-4 years of trudging along, making more mistakes than I can count, putting out fire after fire, to go from thinking I had all the answers to realizing I had no idea what in the hell I was doing. And that is when I found these guys. These guys being EO. EO stands for Entrepreneurs Organization. It is a global nonprofit organization of over 12,000 entrepreneurs, and it exists to help us learn to grow through peer-to-peer learning, access to experts, and once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Here locally, the 107 chapter entrepreneurs, including the ones you'll see up here on the stage shortly, generate close to $1 billion of revenue in the area and employ nearly 2,500 people. We share our war stories, we share our blunders, we share our employee handbooks. We are an adventurous bunch, and we push each other to tackle what we didn't think we could, which may be why a few of you are going to be up here on the stage today. But more than anything, EO has taught me that being an entrepreneur is about learning, and there's always something new to learn. And with EO, you have the option, if you so choose, to learn from the mistakes of others so you don't have to learn yourself the hard way. I'm still working on that. So over the next hour, you're going to hear tales of 4 successful entrepreneurs and some of their lessons learned, followed by a panel session with questions from you all. So get your questions ready as you listen to their stories. But before I introduce them, let me just get a show of hands. May I get who here in the audience is also an entrepreneur? Okay, a good large chunk of you. So just, if you didn't know already, after the program concludes, we are hosting what we call an EO test drive, where we do an informational session about EO and give you a sense of what it's all about. And we'd be happy to include you, even if you haven't already registered. It starts at 9:30. Just stick around and find one of us, and we'll make sure you get to the right place.